Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Full Force News Burst live unboxing special with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80, brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com, and a massive shout out to Plastic Battles AKA Paul Panfalone, who sent me not one but two classified figures, mate. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Paul Panfalone. And Plastic Battles. Link in the description for his website, and of course, all the amazing toy photography and on the stuff that he puts on there. And of course, go check out his Thursday night battles on Instagram as well. So go check him out on all those formats. But thank you so much for these, buddy. Today we're getting into Buzzer first, and then we'll be getting into Ripper on another day. But we're doing Buzzer today. So massive shout out to Paul and Plastic Battles. Hope everyone's doing well. We've got a few people in the chat already. Brilliant. Hello, Alfredo. Hello, Jim. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Death Valley Machine. Hello, guys. Hope you're all doing really well. Lots going on the last couple of weeks. And I thought I'd squeeze in an unboxing and maybe talk a little bit, do a little Q&A afterwards and all that jazz, all the usual, basically. I've got some scissors this time ready, just in case there are any plastic battles I might face. Yeah. Also in the package that Paul sent me, this is awesome. This is one of his designs, a sticker, the Crimson Guard on that little digital explosion. So thank you very much for that. It's probably going to go on my laptop actually. And of course this, which was on the foam core board in the box when I opened it. And obviously it has the battle cry for the show on it, which is phenomenal. And funnily, a little disclosure, full disclosure. I interviewed Brian Flynn from Super 7 yesterday. I've edited it. I'm going to upload it tonight. Well, not upload it to you guys, but upload it for approval tonight. And then hopefully by tomorrow it can go live. So there'll be a Super 7 interview, hopefully tomorrow or in the very near future. All the hard work's been done. I'll just be uploading that later for approvals. And I bring this board out as well at the end, which Brian found very funny. So a bit of a spoiler alert for you on that one. But in any case, we're talking Buzzer today. And I can't wait to get stuck into this. So let's do it. No messing, yeah? All right, a little bit of messing. But anyway, let's look at Buzzer. Now, first of all, we have the glorious box. I love these boxes. I'm going to miss them so much. But we have the render on the front, of course, with the artwork as well, kind of a little sneaky bit of artwork there. And of course, the loadout, the weapons loadout. And as we can see, like we've dug into this one on the show, on multiple live streams, on a weekly or 5. But we have some call out, some homage. There's a calendar in the background, which I think that might be an image of possibly like this, not the Sydney, maybe, I don't know, is that the Sydney Opera House? I know it's not. It doesn't look like that. But I'm just thinking maybe there's an Australian connection there, and they've got like a calendar with just like weird, because that looks like a boat on water and a building off the water, doesn't it? I don't know. What do you guys think about that one? Maybe New York? I don't know. What could it be? What could that calendar be in the background? Is there any more of? Yeah, there's more of it on here. So you can actually see on Rippers the same calendar in a tiny different angle. What is that? Is it the Statue of Liberty kind of island thing? What is that? I can't really tell what's going on. Does anyone know? Anyway, let me know what you guys think is on that calendar. We've also got the Cold Slither, the tour, North American Tour 1985. We've got Grape Soda in there. We've got the amplifier, the guitar, the drum kit. I mean, it's very, a lot of Cold Slither call outs. You've got the motorcycle outside, the gas pump, all that good stuff. Then you've got an air conditioning unit. Even big bad cobras need air conditioning, right? And some other stuff on a shelf there. And of course, you've got Buzzer himself on there too. But a bunch of grape soda. Again, that's the obvious homage. I'm looking for more deep stuff. I want to know what's on that calendar. Definitely want to know what's on the calendar. Oh, Fuerza Chleno, says Vega Man 0619. Is that full force? Fuerza. How do you pronounce the last one? I'm guessing it's Fuerza Chleno. How would the I'm doing the Welsh pronunciation when there's a double L. How do you pronounce the double L? Let me know in the comments. But brilliant, yeah, absolutely, full force indeed. Yeah. So anyway, that is the kind of like the render stuff. There's a tarp on the floor as well. Not that really means anything, and the ground is like checkered. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with anything. I'll have to look at the comics again and look at their like hideout uh, to see if they've got that on the floor. Two L's like a J. Oh, so it would be Geno, Yeno, Geno. So it would be like Geno. Fuerza Geno, right? Unless the J is, you're saying it's like a J, but in that language, it's the silent J. And Bob. Bob and Silent J. We've got the three. I know what I've done. I did it on purpose. We've got the three OG knocks now. Got to have the Cold Slither set next SDCC, says Scott. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Anywho, buzzer. Beautiful artwork. I'm gonna assume actually that that's Oliver Barrett. I'm pretty sure he did this round of figures. Again, I keep assuming that, and I could be wrong, but it's gorgeous on the other side as well. That holding his like heavy duty chainsaw as well. Now this is 106 and Park. It's got the what do you call it? The QR code to Oblivion. Although it does go to the GI Joe, it goes to the GI Joe page, a classified series page on the GI Joe website, which the Hasbro website, I should say, the Hasbro shop. I still can't believe they got rid of that and haven't updated it or done anything with it, or haven't relaunched it. I'm surprised that's happened. I need to, again, I will ask them that question if we ever get this interview sorted out, which is not looking well. I mean, it will happen. I just don't know. I don't know if it'll happen soon. Is my unfortunate answer to that. But fingers crossed. The guys want to do it. I just don't know why I'm not getting any response back from the rep, shall we say. But anyway, there's Buzzer. There's his specialties. He's got a level 4 in there, hasn't he? Yeah, he has got a cheeky level 4 in what looks to be swords. I'm guessing it's like bladed weapons, or it's talking about the chainsaw basically, isn't it? You've got some sort of like toxic, like poisonous sort of one on the left hand. Again, I should have checked these out, and I always forget, don't I? Oh, Scott's done it for me. Mercenary level 2. That's mercenary. Okay, so it's mercenary level 2. Then it is bladed weapons. I thought that was the case. Level 5. I said it. That's not right. Psyops level 1 and science 2. Nice. Yeah, because he went to Cambridge, didn't he? And he was like, yeah, he was like an intelligent dude, and then he got in with a biker gang, like to study them, and ended up becoming what he was studying, which I find hilarious. Amazing backstory for Buzzer, the original one anyway, from Larry. And then of course we've got the skull and crossbones on the belt buckle there. We've got his tattoo close up there on the call out, the cobra with the blade, or the sword. And then you've got Baza with all of his gear there as well. Amazing stuff. Oh, Diecast says, guess Calendar and Everglades hovercraft front shot. I can't see that. I personally don't see it, but that's not to say that isn't the case. You might be right. Oh, I see it now. I see what you're saying. What would that like big silver thing behind it be, though? I definitely see what you're saying, though. I kind of got that then, Diecast. Kudos on the mask cap. Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. What else is he saying? Great figure. The glasses will likely be warped badly, but if you heat them up until they're really soft and form them across his face, they will retain shape. Thank you, Sam. Mercenary is a $ over crossbones. Thank you, Scott. $ over crossbones. Oh, I can't even see the $. I thought that was a little skull, but you're right. If you get really close, you won't be able to see it because it's not that clear. You might be able to work it, but it is a dollar sign over crossbones. Thank you again for the extra information. Right, let's. Oh, the blades of the. Right, I see what you're saying now. I still don't see it though. Anyway, I'm sure it will come to light, whatever that is. Let's get him open. Let's look at his accessories, then look at the figure, then talk a load of nonsense for the rest of the episode. Like I haven't been talking nonsense this episode. But anyway, the Brian Flynn interview was really good. So when that does go up, you guys should have fun with that one. We dispelled some rumors. You probably know what that means. But yeah, he confirmed a bunch of stuff, including a lot of the kind of recent chatter regarding his most recent interview, I think. But anyway, we'll get into. Well, you'll see it in a couple of days. You just have to be patient. Now, here we go. We are into the very last few weapon crates, I believe. What will be the last? Is this the last wave for weapon crates? I think it might be. It's got Dreadnought Buzzer on it, right? It's got a Cobra logo on it. It's got 106 on it, and it's got 106 on it. I've just thrown the legal gump out of my out the front, and it's gone all the way to the floor. I'll get it. It's all right. I'll get it. You stay there. I've got it. Legal gump. Don't need it. No one cares. And then one crisp packet worth of things. Now, I must admit, I wasn't totally stoked at the lack of gas can backpack, because I thought, hang on, let's open the crisp packet first and then talk so you can actually hear what I'm saying. Look like we've got everything in there. Yeah, so I was a little bit disappointed, I'm not going to lie, that there's no gas can backpack, because like I understand their premise of why. I just wish they'd just gone and done it anyway. Now, you could say that we'll probably see it in the future, yada, 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 and for like a retro release or something, and that might be the case. But I have to say that, you know, after seeing the Snow Serpent and the Eels, I mean, the Eels I don't really mind because I fully expected that to be a full-on reissue. But the Snow Serpent not having like retro accessories really made me think, but I know, like, the thing is, with those ones that are sort of like, you know, we've already had them and they're just being redone a little bit, made a little bit more retro and, you know, whatever. I get that all of the tooling budget's probably going into the brand new figures that are coming out in those waves, like Scarlet and Duke. You know, like Recondo obviously is fine the way he is because it's just a repaint and he's already got the gear that he came with originally anyway. So that doesn't really matter. But when you look at those other ones, I do kind of think, like, you know, Retro Beachhead, all of the tooling went into that, didn't it? Let's face it. The new backpack, all the new kind of stuff that comes with him, and the figure is new. So yeah, I get it. I understand. But still. So I don't necessarily think if we do get Buzzer that we will get a backpack. We might do though. And I think just 2 backpacks in a tooling budget for, say, 2, because you'd only really need Buzzer and Ripper on Retro Card. And then I don't know why you do Torch, because Torch seems to have everything. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like they may have painted themselves into a weird corner there where we might not see the backpacks, and that kind of upsets me a little bit. Anyway, let's talk about what we get in here. Now, first up is this new weapon, which is kind of like like a circular saw blade, or 2 circular saw blades, like cut to a certain point, because it's not the same circular saw blade. It would be like a bit cut off each and then attached to this child's baseball bat with a spike on the end of it as well. I mean, that is gnarly. Nice deco touches. It's a wibbler, obviously, but it's not wonky, which is nice. We've got the as you can see, we've got the, let's get that. If I do that, maybe, I don't know, doesn't matter. We can see the kind of like silver wrapping on the handle, and then we've got the kind of, again, like the silver. It's nice. It's not, you know, nice deco, nice little weapon, like it. We've also got his tiny dagger. Hold me closer, tiny dagger. Yeah? Yeah. So we've got that. We've got his tiny pistol. Hold me closer, tiny pit. I'll stop doing that now. And you've got a little strap on the handle there as well, which is cool. Have we seen that one yet? As I drop it on the floor. Not just on the floor, on Phoebe's fluffy bed under my desk. So nearly lost it forever. Have we seen this one before yet? Have we seen this one yet? Is that a new for Buzzer? Because I don't recognize it, but it doesn't mean it hasn't happened already or hasn't been reused somewhere else later. I'm very far behind on my classified purchases, which is why people have to send them to me for these to happen. Anywho, backpacks as part of the Cold Slither set sorted. That'd be fun, actually. I love my buzzer, says Mark P587. Yes, last Footlocker wave. Clutch may have one, but that could be the end of it. Thank you, Scott. And of course, we've got this gnarly beast of a weapon as well, which is actually one that he had vintage in the vintage figure as well with that, but more detail on this one, obviously. I always thought this was pretty gnarly as well, like an axe, like a what they call a half moon axe head on a chain on a handle. It's kind of, this is like a ninja weapon. Buzzer should be in Ninja Force or Ninja Commandos with Road Pig, shouldn't he? We've got the shades, which actually don't look too bad. Like they're not kind of, they look okay. We'll see how they go, but they may be a bit too wide. But I don't know. They don't. Why do I keep dropping? I'm honestly, I think I'm getting too old now, and I'm just dropping things left, right, and center. But they look cool. I don't force. They've got like black lenses, which is kind of neat. Silver kind of frames, black lenses. They are kind of like what do you call it? Those goggles you wear for welding goggles. Anywho, excuse me. Bless me. Just catch up on some comments before I move on to the main weapon. Yeah. Boom. There it is. This is actually really cool. Really chonky, really detailed. Kind of looks like a blooming it looks like the Ghostbusters this kind of bit here looks like the Ghostbusters backpacks they have for their they put it that way up. It's literally a Ghostbusters backpack. The Proton pack. Really, really loads of beautiful detail on it. Look at that. Look at all those little nibs and knobs. Little vent thing there, like little kind of circular bit there. The handle's pretty cool, and it's got this kind of like another wibbly handle at the front. I thought that might actually move back and forth, but it is in fixed position. I think it's glued in. I think it's a separate piece, but it is then kind of like glued in for like locked in. We've also got a little space there, little kind of like port, maybe for that little kind of gas burst. I wonder if I've got that at hand. Do any of my figures have that little? No, that little kind of like, expellation of, I don't know what you call it. What is it on the blast effect? But it's like just a little bit of steam or whatever. But yeah, that would be kind of cool if that would pop in there. That would look really neat. I bet it does, and I bet it looks really great. And I wish I'd known about that. Anyway, really nice. And of course, the blade is pretty gnarly as well. And again, really nicely detailed. This is a really cool accessory. It's really good. And also funny that we've got, got this and the Arctic Bat chainsaws, and neither of them share any sort of tooling. I did say at the time when everyone was like, "Oh, we getting Buzzers retooled." No, I was like, "No, it'd be different. It will be different," and no one believed me. I do miss this chainsaw gun, but the full chainsaw is impressive. Yeah, like I would be kind of into doing, if they did a retro series, to do that retro chainsaw, throw this in, and then have the backpack, the gas can, and that would be cool. I'd be cool with that as a retro figure. Anyway, are we ready for Buzzer? I am. There he is. Oh, he's kind of got a little nonchalant, sexy head kind of lean going on. Oh, he does look good. Damn. This is so much better than I was expecting for a number of reasons. So, oh, everything all right? Did I just lose connection then? Sorry. Um, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be in hand for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons is I had a lot of people who have got this figure have been saying to me, yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It just doesn't really do anything. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's like mainly because, and I was just assuming it was going to be really dull and boring, but this is dope. He looks great. That head sculpt is phenomenal. He's kind of got that, I forget the actor's name. I think he might be British, or he plays British villains all the time. And I'm not talking about the guy from Harry Potter, who a lot of people are just saying, yeah, it's the Harry Potter guy. No, I forget the guy's name. I'm pretty sure. What was he in that I'm thinking of specifically? I'm gonna have to think about that and see if I can remember. But he's got a very similar actor likeness, and not a very well known actor, just one of those typecast sort of bad guys that's been in a couple of like fairly old movies now. Julian Sands, is that his name? Or because that actually rings a bell. I've got to look up Julian Sands now because I've got to look up that name. Unless you're saying Julian Assange, which also looks like, no, it is Julian Sands. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. That is who I'm thinking of. I'm going to get a young image of him. There we go. That was the image, and that was the look I was actually 100% envisioning in my brain. It is the same human being. Look at this guerrilla warfare editing I'm doing on the live. That's so cool. He's even got the same head tilt, as if I got the same head tilt going on by complete accident. Oh, he passed away last year. He did, didn't he? Oh, that sucks. He's only 65. Anyway, rest in peace, Julian Sands. And yeah, definitely got that vibe to Buzzer. Definitely. Anyway, look, this figure looks great. Yeah, he's coming out. I'm coming out. I'm not going to need my scissors because it's the simple. Look, this is how simple it is. You grab one of the sides of the plastic tabs and you just pull it and it snaps off like that, like really quick and easy and done and dusted. Isn't that nuts? Like the amount of faffing I did on those other types of plastic tabs. Man, those are the worst. Look, it's out already. Done. There's the beautiful artwork. I'm going to say Oliver Barrett. It does have Oliver Barrett vibes. I love it. Like I'm almost certain it is, and I should check, and I keep forgetting. You know, it's not like I'm busy with anything or anything. Stop saying anything. Right, we've got. I know those boots. What are those legs, guys? I know those boots, and I can't for the life of me picture who has them. Is it Destro's legs? It is Destro's legs, isn't it? Yeah, it's Destro's legs. Wouldn't know until you look at it. I just recognize the boots, and I'm like, I recognize those boots. And yeah, and then you say Destro, and you're like, of course it is. Man, this figure's hot, like sexy. Very like again, like stiff joints to start off with, but again, like I'm being very, very careful. And straight away they get to that, they're in that nice kind of like stiff mood, like initial period, and then you get them to pop like once and they're just nice and malleable at that point. So yeah, he's really good. This is a great figure. Again, like that head sculpt is phenomenal. Let's look at the hair as well around the back. A cool ponytail with the green hairband and like, or whatever you call it at the back. And again, in terms of like articulation and movement, doesn't really hinder him in any way, shape, or form. He's got yeah, real life. If Beavis was real, Benedict, yeah. Hello, Potter. Yeah, he's got a bit of Potter vibe. He's got a bit of what are they called? That family, other than the C word. What are they called? He was in the Patriot, Eduardo. Yes, Julian Sands. Yes, and also Buzzer. But yeah, look, and of course you got the shirt, got the ripped sleeves as well on the arms. Who is this? Is it Shipwreck's top? I want to say that's Shipwreck's torso, but I could be wrong. Where's Shipwreck? Where are you, Shipwreck? Someone tell me if that's Lucius Malfoy. Thank you. Tell me if that's Shipwreck's top. I don't think it is because you've got this on it, and I don't think he's got the grenades, has he? Who has this torso, please and thank you, in the comments. Now he's got this tattoo, which is on the call out on the back of the card, of course. Almost like it's almost put on in green with that kind of almost like aged fade because it's in that green color. I like that. Hair on the wrist, on the forearms as well, and a pretty cool watch or compass or whatever you want to say that is on his the leather strap. I like that. That's a nice little touch. That is a nice little touch. Yeah, there's his other arm, his other hairy forearm. And again, yeah, belt buckle and his massive cod piece. Got to have a bit of cod piece with buzzer, haven't you? And then these little nice little secondaries, which kind of act like, oh, it's a new torso. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I love these secondaries that act like those little kind of weird pads he used to have on the vintage figure, or the weird design he had on the vintage figure that Lenny has kind of incorporated, changed, and basically given him like these Kevlar thigh protectors so that when he's using his massive chainsaw, he doesn't chod his leg off. Right, I'm going to put the shades on and see how that works. I'm going to need heat for these, I think. So they're on, but they're a bit wonky. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to try and wonk them in the other direction. Wonk, I said. And then I will probably try and heat them up and form them to his head. Because, yeah, I'm surprised they went with this as the style for his, you know, or the design for these particular shades. There we go. I've actually kind of just formed them on his head and they kind of stay in there now. But yeah, that is an odd design choice, but they don't stay on very easily, do they? And obviously that was something that I think a lot of people knew about. That isn't really news to me. But yeah, and I think that definitely could be a little bit better. But they go on and they sort of stay on there. He's got to have his shades on. He looks too much like... That's amazing. So I've just moved his arm and his shade shot off like a missile launcher. That's like a feature. He's got missile launching capabilities on his shades, which is amazing. Or his goggles. I'll be calling these welding goggles probably. I'm gonna hold them like this for the for a little bit longer just to see if they like form fit a little bit better. Anywho, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's going to definitely have to have his shades on. I mean, the goggles, like, you know, they make buzzer, don't they? The glasses. So yeah, you'll have them. Now let's sort of gear him up. Now he can't really hold everything, but he can put his pistol in the old, in that holster there. And of course, this side we can pop the old knife. That ain't a knife. It is a knife. Shut up. It's a friggin' knife every time, McLeod. So I'll pop that in there as well. So he's got his knife and his pistol on him. And then he's got 3 weapons and only 2 hands. So that is a bit of a fail, isn't it? But, you know what would sort that out? A backpack. Anyway, I'm going to give him the chainsaw because that is like, you know, that's his first hobby is chainsawing mofos. And then the next hobby is ninja commandoing people with the other ridiculous weapons. Anyway, let's get you. There we go. Sorry, I'm just kind of I'm moving his hands onto the chainsaw so he can kind of roadblock it. And when I say roadblock it, I think you know what I mean. See roadblock version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in classified series for all the ways he holds his weapons. Kitty said. So yeah, nice little action. I love this. That's how he's going to be displayed. That's how he's going to look. He looks amazing. It's a great figure. Do you know what would make him better? Backpack. That's it. Backpack, and the shades could be better, but they're staying on at the moment. They just warp away from his head a little bit, which is weird. I just think there are better ways to do the shades, aren't there? I mean, they've shown that with about I don't know, even Destro, even PD, the Profit Director, has better kind of like fitting shades, and they're not like locked on there. They just kind of hoss over his little robot ears, don't they? His little helmet ears. So we've got that. We've got Sergeant Slaughter's shades removable. They're fine. They're locked in. The Baroness, her glasses are locked in. The Cobra Island roadblock had pretty loose fitting shades. Like they would fall off for me if you just like farted about a mile away from it. They would just be like, meh, I'm out of here. So yeah, I'm. It's surprising to me that we get to buzzer and they like. I mean, you could have done little. I don't know, like the what do you call it? Like little holes in the side, just near where the hair meets. Maybe even just do separate hairpiece so that when, with the glasses on them, so that when you put the hairpiece on, like a la Metalhead, there you go. Oh, sorry, Grizzlehorn. I just knocked the glasses off your Joes by farting a mile away. Do you have Ripper yet? Jamie Lynn Parks has asked. Yes, courtesy of Plastic Battles. We're opening him probably, I'd say tomorrow, but you never know. I've got a feeling there might be leaks tomorrow because we've got that thing that many people think is probably going to be a thing on the 14th. So I've just got to keep that day and evening open. And even if I even if I do an unboxing, I'm going to be risking it a little bit. Now, I've been holding his shades on really tight across his head with my hand, and they seem to have been formed. They seem to have formed nicely, and they seem to have gone. Yeah, they're in the right. They're good. He looks good. He looks better. This is great. So, Buzzer, really good figure, solid little release. Actually, I'm really into him. Couple of things though. I would say the only things I have issues with are the shades being a little bit loose, but they work. They work. I've got to stop complaining about that because I mean, they're on him now, and like a little bit of if you just pinch them onto his head where you want them and you hold it there for a little while, like I just did, they seem to be formed now. Maybe that was the heat, all the heat it needed. But yeah, I imagine like a little bit of hairdryer heat, and just form them to his head, and they'll probably stay on no problem for you. Now they're still on his head, by the way, while I'm messing around with him. I'm just trying to get into this chainsaw's pulling him forwards a little bit, so I'm just trying to get him in a position where he can stand. But anyway, he looks great. I'm into him. And yes, he does have two other weapons, which, let's face it, the fact that he doesn't have any storage with like a backpack, say, kind of makes these hard to really like keep with the figure. So it's one of those ones where you're going to display him with either, two weapons or one weapon or whatever of your choosing, but you're not going to be tooling him up really. I can't really see anywhere where you can kind of like fix something to something else. There's no belt secondary, so there's no secondary. Everything's molded on, so you don't really have anything to kind of do that with. The thigh straps are like on there, so there's no give to put anything on there. I mean, like a stretch, you can probably like hook no, you can't really. I was gonna say you might better like hook the little nunchuck, but it's not really. It's a bit loose and a bit kind of silly. So yeah, maybe not. But anyway, other than the lack of backpack storage scenario and the shades being a little bit like confusing in terms of design, I would say he's a pretty solid figure overall. There he is. There's Buzzer. Buzzer. Really cool. Anyway, there he is. That's pretty much it. We've done the unboxing, and we've got one of the dreadnoughts down, two to go, one in my possession, the other one obviously in no one's possession yet. I don't think. We haven't seen any I don't think we've seen people with torch in hand yet. That might be a little bit early. What are you saying in here? His shades fit pretty snugly for Ripper, Jamie Lynn. Yeah, again, like I'm surprised I didn't do shades that were more like that. Honestly, with this figure, I heated the shades in a cup of hot water for 30 seconds, then put them on his head and held them in place for a minute, and then they were set. Says the real Zim. Another good shout. I'm probably going to be doing the hairdryer treatment later. I put sticky tack on mine and it looks 100% better, says Benedict. On the shades, nice one. Should have told me you were going to go live, lol, says Jeremy. Well, I don't know. Just I can't. The algorithm, man. Like I'll have to tell everyone. I have to like message everybody in the who follows the chat. Hey guys, hey dude, just like one after the other before I go live. I put clear sticky tack on mine too. Benedict says Wilfredo. Sticky tack, a figure collector's best friend, says Grizzlehorn. It is pretty cool stuff and quite important when you're kind of posing figures for photography and stuff like that. Buzzet is great besides glasses, says Jeremy. I have to say, yeah, I'm loving the figure. I think he's great, but the lack of backpack really definitely like is so evident, and it's surprising that they didn't do it. I mean, what's the big deal with the 2 backpacks? Seems a lot, doesn't it? Seems like a bit of a stretch to save the tooling budget. I'm just odd. I just find that a very odd decision not to give Buzzer or Ripper backpacks, but then to give Torch a backpack. Like, I'm so confused. But again, brilliant. Does Gridiron do a backpack? Does Gridiron do a gas can? Because I might have to do that. Might be my first Gridiron purchase, honestly. I know they do the shades. They've done shades with him, and I wonder if there's in that set. Is there a gas can backpack as well? Because I might be getting that. I might have to get one of those. I just got my Skeletron order, says Future Fortress Maximus. Very happy for you. Love the Skeletron stuff, man. It's so good. Yes, Gridiron has the backpack. Thank you, Scott. Retro with backpack confirmed, says Jeremy. Yeah, I'm not sure they might. I've got, especially after seeing, we talked about this earlier, but especially after seeing the Snow Serpent and Eel reveals, I'm not 100% sure we're going to see, Dreadnoks with backpacks. I was almost certain of it until we saw the Snow Serpent. I genuinely expected the Eel to be a full-on reissue, no changes, and they made a slight change with some of the deco. So I'm surprised at that. But I'm very surprised they didn't give the Snow Serpent retro accessories. That just seems to be so obvious to me. But anyway, McMurphy says the glasses look like welder's goggles or steampunk goggles. Yeah, I did mention that earlier, McMurphy. I said like I've been calling them kind of welder's goggles. I just ordered Gridiron aviators after it was mentioned here in the chat. Sergeant Slaughter's glasses look okay on him as well. Thank you, McMurphy. My vamp should be here Thursday, says Grizzlehorn. Yeah, that started shipping today, didn't it? For a lot of people. Well, I'm from Pulse, I should say. A lot of people were getting shipping notifications for it a couple days ago. Shaking my head, those loadouts broke my heart. Yeah, a little bit. Again, I love the Snow Serpent, and it's great to get like an army builder opportunity there. But why they've got an AK-47 or two in the line? Why not just put that in there? That minimum, get that retooled and thrown in there. I'm guessing it was a logistical thing, in which case I would suggest don't bring out Snow Serpent yet. That's what I would say to that. I would say put something else in that makes sense, but maybe nothing else. When you look at the overall plan, maybe nothing really fit in there or made sense, and they couldn't quite work it. But I'm very surprised we didn't get retro loadouts. It just seems obvious to me. That's the whole point for retro, is it not? Anyway, maybe some feedback in that side of things, and maybe when I talk to them, maybe I can say, hey, here's a lot of feedback we got. I still say the reason they didn't do backpacks was because of the complaints of floating backpacks on figs like the Crimson Guard. Floating backpacks? There were complaints about floating backpack. I don't understand what that means. You mean like without the straps, like a bazooka, for example? I don't think that's just very picky. I want backpacks, and I think a lot of people want backpacks, and it doesn't matter that there aren't straps on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just seems like, yeah, it just seems like it would be. Yeah, I get it, guys. It just seems like it would be like you know, I wouldn't necessarily expect straps on my backpacks for classified series. It doesn't bother me. Um, I can get over that. But like when you've got a gas canister backpack for this guy, it just makes sense. And or if it needs straps, then give it straps then. Do you know what I mean? Like if that's the necessity for the design, otherwise it's floating, then create some straps for it. Or do something on the secondary, or give him a secondary that you can take off. Do you know what I mean? Like you just have a secondary that goes over his like straps that goes on and off and have a hole in it so you can just slot the backpack into I don't know why they can't. I mean, it's extra tooling, it's extra things. I get that too. Um, but I don't know. I feel like I would rather have a floating backpack than nothing at all. That's personally. I'd rather have your bazooka backpack or your Crimson Guard backpack, which I didn't really think about as a floating backpack at all because there's so much going on the jacket. I know it's not like straps or anything, but there's so much going on that you can believe that there's like a connectivity to the second, something going on there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of secondaries going on with the Joe line, isn't there? You could argue that Lowlight doesn't have straps either for his backpack. I don't think it's a problem, especially when you've got loads of detail and design going on and a secondary. I'm telling you, man, it would look better with straps, 100%. But I'd rather backpacks than no backpacks, 100%. Just give me backpacks. I can put it on or take it off. It's my choice then, isn't it? But then the ones that want them get them, and the ones that don't want them don't have to use them. It's like that's you can just use it. It's a gas can, so you can use it as or a petrol can, as I would call it. So you can use it as a dio piece. I don't know. I just think that is that they need to do backpacks. Anywho, um, I got a couple Wolf Trooper today myself. Wow, the feeling of nostalgia that I get from these. Jamie Lynn talking about the Skeletron Wolf Trooper. Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? Scott says, not my complaint, but I did see a lot of whining about it. Interesting. Oh, I didn't expect you. I didn't think it was your complaint, Scott. Wilfredo says no straps. McMurphy says, my unrealistic expectation is that when the Dreadnought cycle eventually comes out, it will include all 3 gas cans to add to the Nock trio as backpacks. That's actually real fun. That's really good. Or maybe just a backpack that came with the motorcycle. So you could buy, because you'd need multiple motorcycles, and then you got multiple gas can backpacks. Yeah, that's actually really, really cool. I think that would work. What was Ripper's backpack? Was it a can of something? I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head what Ripper's backpack looks like. You'll probably tell me in the comments as I'm looking it up, but I will look anyway. Ripper 3. I'll do 3D Joe's because I can always. The images are so sexy. Oh yeah, I see what it is. It's that kind of like scaffoldy type thing with yeah. I see it. Oh, you see it. You see, I mean, you could easily get away with something like that. Like it's like an engine block, isn't it? Basically, yeah, it's like the kind of the motor for his pneumatic, his jaws. So yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to have. I mean, you could put both of those things in a set with a motorcycle, couldn't you? You could have one of them, or maybe you just do 2 different types of motorcycle, and one of them would have a gas can and the backpack, and the other one would have like a little motor backpack that you could utilize with your Ripper and your Buzzer. It'd be a long way round, wouldn't it? It'd be like round the houses to get your backpacks, but I'm there. Grizzlehorn says any backpack over no every day of the week. Thank you. This is why I wish they sold accessories for issues like straps. Yeah, like accessory packs would make sense in this case, wouldn't they? Bazooka is the main one that always stood out to me the most, even as a kid, with the straps. Yeah, definitely. Late to the party, darn it all. My Buzzer's glasses won't stay on. Mine haven't they stay on, but they look warped. So I'm going to give them some heat. Like, look at that. Like, it's really wonky at the moment. It looks like he's been punched in the face. I'm going to definitely give these a bit of heat later, and kind of, yeah, because they're high on one ear, low on the other. That doesn't make sense. Still hoping that the cycle will be some kind of Dreadnought troop builder. Could be, Carl. It could be. They could do Storm Rider, couldn't they? Storm Rider was a motorcycle release. You could do a Ninja Force Zartan, but and then stick in with a motorcycle, because we kind of got that with the modern 4-inch towards the end of the club line. In fact, that was the last. That was the last. One of the last things the club did. Anyway, it was an engine, says Tim. Battery pack for Jaws, yes, says Jeremy. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, guys. It was a Jenny for the Jaws, wasn't it? Yeah, generator, Scott. Yeah. Iron Grids has great loadout for buzzer, and genuinely, I think I might be dipping into that. I think that might be my first gridiron purchase. Might be the buzzer loadout, if it still exists, like if they still have them in stock. I hope for a customizable cycle when it's kind of a Harley style bike, but also comes with accessories for making it into Doom cycle. It'd be cool if you had like a few different things you could take off and move around, like like the seat, different seat kind of options, or different like handlebar options or something. I don't know. It would be kind of cool to do that. That's a good shout, Jeremy. Red shirt Ripper with gas can, please. Purple buzzer with engine. There was a red buzzer as well in the Fun School thing as well, wasn't there? I feel like the classified team put more time into Ripper with the detail. We'll be checking Ripper out on another unboxing, possibly this week, and depending on what happens tomorrow and Thursday, we'll see. We'll see how the week progresses. But I should be able to get another unboxing out in the week, shouldn't I? We'll see. See how it goes. Oh, switch that. Red buzzer, purple Ripper. Yep. Got it, Jeremy. Heat and sticky taxes, Benedict. I will, yeah. I'll be using heat on mine to get my glasses sorted. Stop trying to make Ninja Force Zartan happen, says Ryan Daly. How dare you? It has to happen. It's the best Zartan ever made. Lol. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. You sent me the link to the buzzer roll loadout, so I can't even do that thing where I'm like, I'll do it, and then I won't do it. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, mate. I'm just looking at it now. That is a really cool loadout. Red canister as well. Interesting. Yeah, that goes hard, doesn't it? Although I would probably, just for just for nostalgia's sake, want a silver can. But that looks wicked. I really do like that a lot. Oh, they've got they've done the chain on the axe nunchuck, and they've got a little blast effect in there too. That's really cool. And a canteen, nice, and a big machete. It's a pretty cool loadout. I don't know why I'm like describing it when I could just put it on camera, but it's a really nice loadout. Yep, I might have to delve into this. Lovely stuff. Not bad. Get quite a decent amount of stuff there. Yeah. All right. We'll see. It might happen now. That gridiron bloody chainsaw is so sick. I might have to get one for buzzer. Yeah, Benedict, I might have to myself. Again, I think this is a wicked chainsaw. He's got cool stuff, but I need the backpack, guys. And if you get other things with it, then so be it. We'll just have to load him up with even more gear. Scott says, keep trying to make Ninja Force Zartan happen. On it. Carl says, Ripper is my fave. He was my main character for my Kindle World novel. Very biased. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Ripper and Buzzer for me were like, I didn't have Ripper as a kid. I had Buzzer, but I wanted Ripper really bad. And I've told the story many times. I'm going to tell it again when I do the Ripper unboxing. But I was in a store in Scotland, I want to say, with my mom and dad. And it was kind of like in the evening as well. I remember it being dark outside, So it could have been like 4 o'clock. It was just Scotland, and it's probably like middle of the day. And on it was a big wall of Action Force toys, like carded stuff and everything. And it was round about the same time that the motorized backpacks had come out, and they had the axe, the motorized Dreadnought battle axe, and they had Ripper on the shelves. And I had Ripper in one hand, and I had the motorized battle pack in the other hand. I hadn't seen Ripper to that point anywhere, and wouldn't again, as in stores ever again. And I chose the backpack. I chose the motorized battle axe. And I've regretted that decision so much ever since, that I recite that story every single opportunity I get on these streams. I did choose poorly, Scott. Yes, there should be a meme up there, shouldn't there, somewhere? In fact, I did a really funny graphic when I talked about this the first time on one of the monthlies, I think it was, and I kind of photoshopped, Ripper in one hand and the motorized battle pack in the other, sort of situation. So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't know what my thought process was at the time, because I bloody loved getting action figures, and Ripper was really cool. I hadn't seen him to that point. I probably just thought I'll probably see him again on shelves somewhere, and yet why? Did I need the motorized battle axe for some reason? I don't know. It was probably one of those things where I was kind of going, well, I can use this with all my Dreadnoks or all my figures, and I can't really. This is just an action figure, and what is wrong with me? Anyway, I don't know what happened, but it happened, and we all make them. We all make kind of, we all have little senior moments, don't we? I just had all of mine when I was like 7 or 8 or whatever, however old I was at the time. Probably 8 or 9 actually at that time. Anyway, Ripper might be a top 10 classified figure in my portfolio, says Benedict. Yeah, he looks amazing. Can't wait for him. This is Buzzer. I'm unboxing, obviously, and I'm done. If you're just joining me and we're talking about Ripper, I'm not confused. I'm not having another senior moment. He'll be opened another day. But we're just talking about that now. Torch was always my favorite of the three. We didn't get Torch in the UK, so wouldn't know. Did anyone read the new Cobra Commander comic? Ripper and Buzzer are in the newest issue. Yes, Grizzlehorn, and oh my god, it is brutal, absolutely brutal. And I kind of love the way they're going with it, with the Dreadnoks, making them a little bit tapped, a little bit kind of, I don't know, almost like beyond the Thunderdome. But yeah, like I like their angle. I think it's great. I like the new design for Cobra Commander from issue 304, says Benedict. Yeah, it looks really good. He looks really cool with the kind of balaclava. Yeah. I call my collection my portfolio as well. That's brilliant. I like it. We need a swamp base for the crew with all the vehicles. Yes, we do, Mark. Absolutely. Carl, I have to check it out. I hope that Energon treats the Dreadnoks more like serious threat than just kind of muscle minion fodder. They are a serious threat, Carl. Believe me. They are not your kind of comic relief, jokey, d bags. They're very, very unhinged, violent, like capable. You'll see when you read it. Most of my Joe choices came down to removable helmet or pet. That's interesting, Scott. I must admit, I had so much fun when they would do the kind of like things that like you have special offers and stuff. So if there was like a special offer going on at the time, I'd love collecting the figures at that point. If there were the little mini vehicles or the mini figures, I remember going again on that trip to the US. It was right slap bang. Two of them were right slap bang in the middle of mini vehicles and mini figures included in the figures themselves on cards. And I remember getting the Sarge. I got Buzzer, oddly enough, the one where he's holding the chainsaw up and it's behind him, sort of thing. Who else did I get in that? The minifigures. Oh god, who else was in there? But I remember getting the Sarge. I remember getting Buzzer. I got a bunch of other ones as well. Really loved them. And the mini vehicles, I got the APC. I got the Ore Striker. I got what was the other one I got? I got like 4. I can't remember the other two now. It wasn't the Hiss tank, I don't think. Anyway, I remember getting a bunch of those little mini figures and vehicles with figures as well, and just absolutely loved that. Absolutely loved it. They are out for blood in the new comics. They really are, the old Dreadnoks. I'm I'm really liking this. I'm gonna be excited when I get all three on a shelf because, like I said in the past, they're not really individuals for me. They're a threesome, Kitty said, and they feel incomplete if they're not together. And which is weird coming from me because I was like, I mean, I had the VHS tapes, so I saw Ripper, Buzzer, and Torch all the time. But Monkey Wrench was the flavor of the month around that time, and they tried to push Monkey Wrench as the third knock in the comics. So you would have Buzzer, Ripper, and Monkey Wrench in the comics, and so it didn't feel weird because Torch just sort of looked like Torch. Monkey Wrench sort of looked like Torch in the comics anyway, so it wasn't like jarring or confusing necessarily. But the lack of Torch, again, the fact that he's so quiet and kind of in the background sometimes, a lot of the time, until they need something, covered in fire, then it's not one of those ones where you've got, it's not like a big standout. Like, it didn't stand out to me, and I didn't kind of think, oh, where's Torch? I never really thought that. I just didn't really know until later on that he didn't come out in the UK. And again, like, we had the VHS tapes, so we saw Torch quite often. Arise of Bensor Rise, one of my favorite feature-length videotapes, which I know was a 5-parter, but was kind of presented as a feature-length movie in the UK. And that, obviously, that episode has Torch literally lighting the Joes on fire in the Yucatan at Montezuma's tomb. So yeah, if you remember that one, where he kind of flames up the pool that they're all swimming in, and they're all laughing and giving it the big one as he's yeah. Yeah, Monkey Wrench is. I can't wait to see Monkey Wrench in the classified series. I think he'll be a really good addition. Yeah, yeah, be awesome, awesome sauce. Right, right then. I think that is about it. I have done it like almost an hour exactly. That'll do. Buzzer gets an hour. Ripper will get an hour. We'll have them both together. Thank you guys for joining me to talk Buzzer from the Dreadnoks. Like I said, quick summary. I think the figure's gorgeous. I think he looks brilliant. An amazing head sculpt. Really cool. Just in general, like the figure in general's got some good details, some cool detailing to it. The figure alone, phenomenal. The loadout, pretty cool. The chainsaw is brilliant. I love it. The nunchuck axe, or the half moon nunchuck axe, amazing. This is an interesting one as well. The kind of saw blade on a child's baseball bat with a spike on the end of it. They've gone to a lot of lengths to make some sort of DIY weapon for him. Cool loadout. The shades, I will say though, are a bit of a wonky issue, so I'm going to have to get them heated up and form them to the head. Not a big deal. And if that does work, which it seems to have worked for a lot of people, I don't foresee that as an issue going forward. I would suggest that my only down point, with that said, I think, like I said, once I've got that kind of heat kind of on it and got it formed, I think I'll be all right with the shades. But for me, the problem is the lack of backpack. And like I said before, I'm probably going to be going to Gridiron very soon to order that loadout because I think he'll look really cool with the gas can and everything. So that is pretty much it. Thank you for joining me. I will be back with Ripper unboxing very soon. Now on the 14th, which is on Thursday, stick up my nose, there will be a Transformers event, and it looks based on the Entertainment Earth Drop Zone pre-order. There's going to be a 3 3/4 hint of a drop on the same day. So a lot of people are surmising, myself included, that we might see the longer waited, thanks to the Sarge for revealing it ages ago, Triple T Cup with Leatherneck and Sarge. So hopefully hopefully and also Night Force Shockwave drops on Thursday as well. Jeremy, thank you very much for reminding me about that. So if you want the Night Force Shockwave and Pursuit, that will also be dropping on Thursday. And of course, the drop that the pre-order thing that Entertainment Earth has mentions by scale that it'll be 3 3/4. So it's almost like highly anticipated that it will probably be Transformers G.I. Joe collaborative. Possibly. We'll see, I guess. And again, I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying let's keep an eye out for it. So there might be a lot going on this week, which is pretty cool. In any case, the Brian Flynn interview will hopefully go up tomorrow, depending on how quick they get back to me. If they're still at work, because they're on the West Coast, they might even let me know tonight, and we'll get it tonight, but it'll probably be tomorrow. In any case, I hope you guys have what's hidden under his glasses that they never mentioned, at least that I saw. Oh, right. Sorry, the Ripper Easter egg you're talking about. Okay, carry on. We'll talk about that on the unboxing for Ripper. Have a great evening. See you. No, stay fresh cheese bags. I can't believe I forgot to say that then for a second. And as always, after 3, Buzzer won't say it, but I'm going to say it with you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. Massive thank you to Plastic Battles. Paul Panfalone, you're a legend. Take care, guys. Bye. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Full Force. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well, @The Full Force Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.